Welcome to the Super Breakdown Podcast, where cosmic tales unfold. Join Power Maximus, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy Jason M40 on a journey through heroic realms, where legends are born and destinies entwine. Delve into the cosmic currents, unraveling the mysteries of superheroes, villains, and champions. Embrace the cosmic energy that binds us all, and let your journey begin. This is the Super Breakdown Podcast. Enter the cosmic saga.
Oh shit. Look who it is. Damn, bro. Can you believe this shit? Can y'all believe this shit?
No.
Oh, I see. I see a nice little change there. General Triage.
Oh, yes. They shall rise before me, then they shall kneel before me.
All right, y'all. What is up, y'all? What is up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is a special one. Seriously, it's really a special one. Not too long ago, we celebrated our 3-year anniversary. Right. But today, we celebrate our 100th motherfucking episode. Our 100th episode. That's something. Like, I've gone back and I've looked at the statistics, and majority of people who set out to start a podcast, they don't make it past their, like, I think it's 3rd to 5th episode.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is definitely something. This means something. Shout out to Midnight Comics. Thank y'all. Say congrats on the 100th episode. We definitely appreciate it, to be honest. A lot of it's because of you guys. Definitely because of you guys. Meeting you guys and talking, I feel like was a lot of inspiration to us. With going to go forward. But let's take a step back. Let's take a step back real quick. Welcome to the Super Breakdown. I am Power Maximus. We are here with everyone's favorite demigod, General Triage. I almost said Zod, damn it. And the Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. We are the Super Breakdown crew, the TSB crew, and we are celebrating our 100th episode. Oh. I got chills, man. I got chills. I got so many chills right now. Nah, like, bro, this is like mind blowing for me because, like, when we set out to do this, this was supposed to just be, just something for us to just chill, talk, and nerd the fuck out.
Oh, I believe you.
But somehow we ended up getting to 100 episodes. 3 years, 100 episodes. That's big. Like that's big. Not only, the 100th episode, the 3 years, but the people that we've met along the way. The people, the communities that we've had, a joy experiencing thus far. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Just want to do a quick reflection on like what got us here. General, what has been your favorite part of this journey so far?
Getting to meet like-minded individuals who have similar experiences and have achieved goals that they have set for themselves.
Much like Midnight Comics.
I respect it.
And many others. Many other people that we've come in contact along the way. From everyone that we've interviewed to even people that we've just talked to outside of here. Meeting people, even outside of the show, like going to cons and stuff like that. We haven't been to many cons, but we're gonna get there. We definitely will 100% get there in time. But just like the few cons that we've gone to so far, like it's been absolutely amazing. It's been so damn fun. But no, man, it's been great. It's been an absolute pleasure. Jay, I know you're new to the crew, but like thus far within your time here, what has been your the thing that you like the most about rocking with us?
Oh man. Honestly, I just really enjoy talking about things that I like and things that bring me joy. And I'm really big into like also it's amazing the people that you meet, and it's crazy because I feel like I've known you guys for like a super long time.
Yeah. When in reality, we've only known each other for maybe about a year and a half, because we met at work. It's only really been about like a year and a half.
Yeah, that's about it.
But no, I definitely, yeah, man, I can agree with that. It feels like, we've doing this show, we've all kind of got a lot closer. And like I said, it feels like we've known each other for fucking years. Like just the way we talk to each other and we, our chemistry. Midnight says they need to see us at DreamCon soon for sure. And we definitely would love to. Once we get on our good foot, once we get on our good foot, it's gonna be absolutely great. We're gonna be moving. We're gonna be rolling. We definitely gonna be rolling. But with all that being said, I just want to give one final thank you to everyone who's assisted us along the way here, to get to this 100th episode milestone. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. All the knowledge that's been imparted onto us, all the ideas, like we've gone from doing audio recordings via Zoom. Like we'll do a Zoom call, sit there, we'll talk our shit, and then I then take the recorded Zoom call, pull the audio from it, and then post it to Spotify. Or shitty audio, cutting out all the time. And again, all those are up on, and on top of that, all the editing I had to do. To now, here we are, this sparkly gold background, 100th episode, high quality microphone with two people that I can consider two of my dearest friends. Yeah.
Same.
No.
I feel the same.
Absolutely.
Hey, man.
But without absolutely, brother. We appreciate you as well for taking this ride with us. Man, without further ado, time for the breakdowns. Okay, so today is a bittersweet day. We're going to be hitting y'all with a double feature breakdown. First we're gonna since with the new release of Superman Legacy coming up, we are going to be going over the one, the only General Zod. Now that's gonna be a fun one. Now on the second half, on the back end of the show, if you haven't been paying attention to our posts, I'll let you guys know we will be paying tribute to the late great Val Kilmer by going over one of his most iconic film roles as Batman, Bruce Wayne in Batman Forever. Yeah, that one's gonna be bittersweet because that's one of my favorite movies, and he was one of my favorite actors. I also want to talk about like a little bit of his film career, like the other movies that we enjoyed him in. I have another one in my mind that is also a favorite of mine from him. But yeah,
I'm your Huckleberry.
You guys ever watched Mindhunters?
I know of the movie of which you speak.
Yes, LL Cool J, Val Kilmer, and a few other like big names from back in the 90s as well. But yeah, that's another one of my favorites too. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, General Zod, Triage, take it away.
So there have been many iterations and recreations of Zod throughout the years, and if you ask several people, you're going to get several different answers. But I mainly like to focus on the more recent depictions of Zod. Now, you constantly get told that Zod is a criminal. He was locked away. He did all these things, but the thing that you're not really told is the true origin of Zod and how Zod came about.
Mm.
Now, in more recent depictions of Krypton, it's revealed that the Kryptonians did not have they had lost the means to have a woman carry a child and actually give birth. It was literally to the point where all children were pre-planned, created, and they were literally birthed through a machine with a father and a husband being selected.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was very political. And basically your destiny was almost pre-planned or pre-pricked out for you in the constraints of whatever it was you went to do, whether you went to work for the science division, whether you went to work in the military, whether you worked in sanitation, whether you worked in food and beverage, whatever the case may be, your destiny was almost already pre-planned out for you, almost always.
So I get what you're saying.
You said
so.
almost.
Like,
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like Kryptons had absolutely like like in the end they had absolutely no choice in which like what they were gonna do with their lives. Like
Yeah, that sounds super political, super like martial law-ish. But you know what, that and I've heard in other like Superman related shows, I've heard this, but not as like it's not harped on as much as it should be, because that plays a really big role in the pretty much the identity of these characters. A lot of people look at Zod, like you just said, they look at him as an enemy or a villain, when you got to look at the fact that there was a whole other group of Kryptonians that didn't agree with drop my mic. That didn't agree with the direction in which Krypton was taking.
Yeah.
And for that, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And for that, they were sent in. They were imprisoned. Like, they call him General Zod, not because correct me if I'm wrong, not necessarily because he was a Kryptonian general, but I'm pretty sure he was a part of the rebellion too. That was against the way shit was rolling.
Well, it is both reasons, and here's the funny thing: because one of the things that's really interesting is that it's been said on multiple occasions that whenever you see it in media, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Spartacus, whether it be what's another example? You always side with the rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it throughout media all the time. But in the real world, when you see it happen in front of you, those people are terrorists. They're separatists. They're extremists.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fighting of oppression in these movies is like backwards in real life. Like if you were, does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does. 100%, absolutely does. And it sucks because it's as if people fantasize the rebellion. They love an underdog story, because in reality, we can't do that shit, or they're too afraid to do that shit. And then, like you said, we see it on the news and on the TV of these people doing exactly the same shit that we praise in movies, yet demonized.
Mm,
Sorry to get political on y'all right there, but that needed to be pointed out.
it's
Sorry.
true.
Sorry, General. Go ahead.
So from that aspect, it's one of those things where Zod can be looked at as both. He could be looked at as the military extremist who is for his people, or he could be looked at as one of those things where he was unnecessarily evil to get the job done. I mean, if you know your history and you know about certain people, whether it be Napoleon, Stalin, even God forgive me, a young Adolf Hitler, like all these people started off with certain goals and ideas and then wound up so far on the opposite end of the spectrum by the time they realized where they were sitting, they stopped being that noble leader and crossed the line into tyrant.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, absolutely. So, and when it comes to Zod, what was his moment? What was that turning point for him?
So Zod's moment was, and this is the thing that I thought that was really interesting. Zod's moment wasn't so much the flipping of a light switch. It was a long journey into darkness. And it's like it even goes back as far as his childhood because once again, because the children were not born, they were bred. So he was bred to a family that did not necessarily have the time or interest in him. So it's like his parents were very disconnected from him. And since they were disconnected from him, he didn't regard them as parental figures.
Mm.
To the point where one day when they were on a trip, an accident happened and befell his mother where she was killed by one of the creatures of the planet. And he witnessed this happen. And instead of helping his mother, he proceeded to cripple his father and leave him to be killed.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's wild.
Without the constraints of his parents, now he wound up fully enlisting into the Kryptonian military, and then that's where he actually got a chance to thrive.
Wow.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask, yeah, because Zod was born like at the time, like where Krypton was not. It was like near the end, right?
So if I was the ballpark it, I would say he was born, if we're keeping with the real time in our years, he was born a good 30, 40 years before the destruction of Krypton.
Okay.
Yeah, so he got to see well, again, we also don't know how bad Krypton was, prior to that as well. So he probably got to see like the golden years of Krypton, and then it just got to a point where boom.
Well, the funny thing was is that Krypton was actually very similar to like Asgard. Like you come to find out is that the foundation of Krypton and why they were so established was based off of military history. And then once they got to a certain point, they started claiming that they were these enlightened scientists. And then that's where the whole thing where the Science Council got established. That's who Jor-El worked for.
Because the Kryptonians, like, they were conquerors at first.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I really find interesting that they're doing. Have you guys watched My Adventures with Superman on like the new animated one that came out on Max?
I have not.
I have not.
That's what they're going with. That's the part of Krypton that they're really focusing on right now. Is that part that the conquering Kryptonians part?
I mean, I think that's cool because it would be interesting to understand and find out like the events and what happens in between, like the when Krypton was like prospering, and then to the point where Krypton literally had to get all of its genetic material from a single skeleton because their people were dying out. Like what happened?
Yeah. No, and then I haven't watched Krypton. I haven't been able to watch Krypton yet, but do we see a young Zod?
We do,
Mm.
and it is revealed in the Krypton show that the High Council, which was composed of all the scientists, and had gone so far to say that there was no intelligent life that was thriving outside of Krypton itself.
Mm. And then so I do remember this one tidbit. So like when Krypton's space program was abolished after Jack Sawyer's destruction of there was like they had they had a moon called Wegthor. So this dude, a part of the space program, Jax Urus, ended up destroying the moon, and then it got abolished, right? So Zod
Mhm.
tries to take over Krypton using because of that. Zod tried to take over Krypton with an army of robotic duplicates of himself, all bearing resemblance to Bizarro. And for that, he's sentenced to exile in the Phantom Zone for 40 years for his crime. But
That's crazy.
yeah, but the biggest problem with that was that during those 40 years, Krypton's destroyed.
That's right. That's right. I'm remembering now.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
Because he was
that is a continuity thing. So it depends
Yeah,
on
that's
from material to
Silver Age.
material.
okay.
Yeah, that was like the Silver Age of DC. I mean, because we all know, for those of you who maybe aren't big comic book fans, when it comes to DC or just comics in general, there's different ages of comics. There's a Silver Age. There's like what Silver Age, well, Golden Age. Then there's the Modern Age, and then it kind of like trickles out into like the new shit that they're doing with, at least with DC, what they're after the ages, they start going based off Crisis.
Right.
Mm.
So
So
think of the Bronze Age as being everything from the 50s to the 70s. The 70s to 80s is the Silver
Silver
Age.
Age.
Then the Golden Age would have been right before early 2000s, and then the 2000s up is the Modern Age.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's pretty I don't know. I've always loved the way that comic books kind of like set that out, because if you look between each era, there's like different standards for comic books within each of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So I always thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, there was that one continuity, right? But DC ends up going to post-crisis, crisis, and then pre-crisis, crisis, and then post-crisis. And then post-crisis is the New 52. So after the Crisis on the Infinite Earths, then comes into New 52, which is like what they redid the first 52 issues of what was it? Yeah, the first 52 issues of Marvel they redid. If I remember correctly, that's why they call it the New 52. But when you look into it, like it gets kind of messy. I feel like it gets kind of messy with that, because then you don't know, they change origins, but then they also meld some of the different aspects of the origins together. And so then it gets to a part where it's hard to all right, well, what's the true origin of this character? Because like we got the Silver Age origin, we got the Modern Age origin, but then we have interim Zods, then we got when his return, then we got the New 52 Zod, but then we have the new version of Zod, the DC universe of Zod. But then if you watch Young Justice, we have their version and iteration of Zod, which was honestly downright my fucking favorite.
Which one?
Young Justice.
Yeah, that Zod was with the shits. As far as the animations goes, that way he was with the shits.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I just want to backtrack real quick just to give people like some history on the character itself. Character himself. So, Zod's first appearance was in Adventure Comics number 283 back in April of 1961. He was created by Robert Bernstein, I believe, and George Papp, if I remember correctly. But we've seen him in multiple different incarnations. But clearly, as a Kryptonian, he exhibits the same powers and abilities as Superman, and is pretty much subsequently viewed as one of his greatest enemies, alongside Lex, Darkseid, Brainiac, Doomsday. And then we all know his awesome ass catchphrase. What is that, Triage?
Kneel before Zod.
Yeah. So now the first time we ever see him in live action, wasn't it? Well, it was Superman 1 and 2.
I believe so. Correct.
Yeah, back in what was it? The first Superman movie was like 1978, and then Superman 2 came out in 1981. And then that's the version of him that he's bald and he's like clean shaven and shit. And then eventually he gets like reintroduced in the DC multiverse with black hair. That's when we get the more more iconic look, black, jet black hair. He got the goatee, and he's ready. He's more, I'd say, like the newer versions are more like you said before, with the shits.
With the shits.
Definitely with the shits. Not to mention we see him in the DCEU with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Flash. Garbage. Sorry, that was a garbage ass movie.
No comment.
I am in complete agreement. That is another hornet's nest that'll be kicked at another point in time. But no, one of my actual favorite live action renditions of him was from Smallville, where he was played by Daniel Colin Blue, where you got to see a more younger version of him, where he was a Major Zod.
No, I agree. I definitely enjoyed that. Enjoyed that as well.
You got to see the fact that, like, you got to see a glimpse behind the curtain where you understood why he becomes who he becomes, and the overall arcs of his character, and why he develops into the. I don't want to say.
What was that, Jay?
I said why he's a dick.
But you want to know what the wild part is? Is to me, he's not real. He's not though. I mean, does he go to 10?
It's more understanding, like, why he is the way he is.
Because yesterday we talked about this. We talked about like personality of characters, of comic book characters, and in order to really understand the character as they stand, we gotta have those look backs, and I think Smallville did an amazing job with that. Amazing job with giving us a nice, good look back on kind of like why he is the way he is, and why he rocks the way he rocks, and a lot of it was out of necessity, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So what's some of the shit that they reveal within Smallville? Because what season was that? I forget.
Season 9.
Yep, I thought it was a later season, because the later season of Smallville they get deep into Superman lore,
right? Because
Smallville has really good character development.
Ooh, that's solid. What was that, Triage?
I said, because one of the things that you actually get to see and they elaborate on was Jor-El's relationship with General Zod. because Zod and Jor-El were best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So Jor-El was the one who discovered that Krypton was dying following. Now, there's once again continuity, different reasons. I'm gonna go with the one that they gave for Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
So in Krypton, it gets explained that Brainiac visits the planet and takes away the capital city of Kandor. So think of Kandor. Kandor is basically like the greatest city on the planet. So think of Kandor like their New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what Brainiac would do is that when Brainiac would go to a planet, he would siphon or gather all the intelligence that he could from about the planet and all the information from it. He would take a city, usually like the capital city or the most popular one or the most advanced, and he would shrink it down to about the size of a snow globe.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
What? Shit. What? We see that in the Arrowverse. Found out about that in the Arrowverse. Dre, what's up? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining in. Amazing episode yesterday, man. That Argon Krill is a problem. He's a problem. I wanted to see
Yeah,
how
that nigga needs this.
yeah. So Jay, I don't know if you were able to tune in because you said you had to work yesterday, but yesterday we did our first episode of the indie versus matchup breakdowns with Lloyd and Midnight Comics. And we did a breakdown of pretty much a scenario that was five indie heroes against one indie villain, and Dre here, his villain Oregon, and he is an absolute monster of a character. He's pretty damn broken, which is pretty awesome. So we did a whole scenario, broke that scenario about how the heroes would defeat him, and the heroes failed. Well, they succeeded, but they failed. They won the battle, lost the war, kind of thing. But yeah, so what's up, Dre? Thank you for joining us for our 100th episode celebration. We are currently breaking down General Zod of DC, and then later on after this, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we're going to breaking down the Batman Forever as a tribute to Val Kilmer. So, Brainiac, yes, we saw. So we see that in the Arrowverse, at least specifically with Supergirl, because that's where that was Supergirl's. That was Carol, Kara. That was Kara's home was Kandor. So we got to see that in that. So that was a good representation of that.
So Kandor wound up being shrunken down, and when they shrunk Kandor down, it destabilized the core of the planet, and then the core rotted away, and thus this was what caused Krypton to explode. Now, in other medias, it said that the sun imploded. In other medias, it said that it was a destruction of resources. But for the sake of argument, let's just go with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jor-El realizes that this has happened and that the planet is going to die. So he goes to the ruling council like, yo, X, Y, and Z, where the shit's fucked up. He's like, we have to figure some way to get off the planet, start evacuating people. And they more or less told him, like, there is no life beyond Krypton. That's not the case. You can't do that. We don't want you causing a mass riot, because their whole thing was holding power for the sake of the power. And Jor-El was like, you're sitting here debating about shit that's not even relevant no more. You're going to get our people killed.
I mean, that makes sense.
So Dre says in one storyline, Rogul Zar destroyed the planet. I'm gonna look into that one. I don't remember hearing that one. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember hearing that one.
Right? So who does Jor-El go to but his best friend? He tells Zod, they're like, yo, we're doomed. The plan's fucked. We got to figure something out. The council's not letting me do shit. So Zod goes, all right, I believe you. How do we handle it?
Ooh.
So Zod goes to his battalion of troops, and sometimes it's as simple as him and his lieutenant and his partner, and other times it's a whole squadron of soldiers. All depends on the material you're watching or reading.
Yes.
And how he takes his troops and they basically lead a crew against the ruling council. But Jor-El finds out about this and tells the council.
So he didn't like. So his boy was like, "All right, bro, I got you," but he didn't like the way his boy had him.
He felt that if Zod went about things the way he wanted to, he would have caused more harm than good. But like he said, the ship that we're on is sinking, and you guys are worried about going down with the ship because you want to preserve the ship when we got people with axe wounds that need attending to. Are you willing to let everyone on this ship drown because of your ego?
Damn.
Yeah, that's
it's a solid point. So he wanted to take control so that he can, in his mind, do what they wouldn't. Essentially.
Yeah.
Like, first, I mean, Zod has always been, I wouldn't say a favorite character of mine, but a character that I've always found a lot of interest in because, like I said, I feel like a lot of what he does is because it's what he feels is the right way to do it. It's not in some depictions of him, it's been that he's been this power loving warlord and that's all he wants. But in most of it, when you go back to it, like, it's really more so of him just thinking that that's the way that it should go. It's not that he wants to take the power, it's that he feels like, hey, listen, y'all not doing what needs to be done. I will do what needs to be done, and we will figure everything else the fuck after that. But shit need to get done. He was always about getting shit done the way that needs to get done. Fuck your feelings. Fuck what you think. Shit's going down. Skulls either need to be cracked or y'all need to get your shit together. One of the two. Figure the fuck out. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll figure it out for you. That's the way I've always seen Zod in a lot of the depictions of it. He does things out of, like I said, necessity, but also when people are just pussyfooting around, sitting on their hands, not doing what needs to be done. He's that go-getter that take action. Like, nigga, stop talking. Let's just go. I don't know. That's the way I've always felt about Zod, and pretty much the way that he kind of like rules things as well. So after he makes this attempt to overthrow them, Jor-El thwarts his plan by telling the council. This is where it comes in. It's like, all right, well, you're a traitor, you're an enemy to Krypton. 40 years in a Phantom Zone, or because it varies depending on like the continuity of how long they were supposed to be in prison for. But yeah, they send his ass to the Phantom Zone. Do you wanna break down what the Phantom Zone really is?
So it's described in Smallville as an extra dimensional Alcatraz. So the Kryptonians were very high and mighty. They were we are the best, we are above everyone else. And that's because they were the most technologically advanced people in the 23 known galaxies. Everyone was aware of the Kryptonians, but not everyone fucked with the Kryptonians. Because of that, like, they had a major superiority complex.
Sound like a lightweight Viltrumite to me.
Right? So their whole thing was that if they caught you breaking interstellar law or doing certain things, they didn't always kill you. Instead, as an alternative, what they started doing was locking people inside the Phantom Zone. So it's basically described as an extra dimensional pocket where it is a ruined wasteland. Think of like walking around on Earth after like a nuclear explosion.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
And everything in the zone is intangible. So there's nothing solid.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes. So you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't feel anything, not warmth or cold, not the touch of another person.
Yeah, that would drive you crazy, or a person crazy.
And that's what usually happens. It's there's like they develop a version of what they call zoner sickness, and it would cause people to hallucinate or have their mind start to wander. Now, the thing is if you were someone who was sentenced to a certain amount of years, like Zod, I want to say was sentenced to 10, and I think in Young Justice they said that he was sentenced to 10, and then I think all his lieutenants were sentenced to 5, and so on. If you were a bad enough criminal, they sent you into the Phantom Zone whole, and then you could be released as whole. But if you were, as they deemed, a menace to society, someone who was just unredeemable, it was your soul. Your actual soul was removed from your body and sent in that way.
How the hell would they do that?
Well, that was the thing in Smallville, because they said that the wraiths that were wandering the wasteland were the prisoners. Their bodies were destroyed and their souls were sent inside to wander the wasteland for all eternity.
Oh, so that's their way of life. That's their life sentence.
Correct. Because in Smallville, in an earlier season, Zod's Phantom is released and he possesses Lex Luthor.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right, and then in the last season, they wind up going back into the Phantom Zone, where Zod's clone was locked in there.
I'm sorry, you said Zod's clone?
Yes. Remember how I said that there was a younger version of him? There was a Major Zod.
Damn, there's so much shit that I've forgotten about Smallville, man. I really gotta, I'm rewatching Heroes right now. So when I'm done rewatching Heroes, I'm gonna rewatch Smallville. Because damn.
Which reminds me, we should break down Gabriel Siler one day.
Yeah, definitely Siler. Definitely Siler. Like I'm on episode 5 right now.
Okay. So when the younger Zod gets convicted of treason amongst his Kryptonians, and he gets sent to the Phantom Zone. Because when Clark sees him, he's questioning him, and he's like, yo, I'm the one in charge here. You're going to answer my questions. And he goes, when I got here, I met someone who I'm very fond of and someone you know very well. And Clark looks at him and goes, who'd you meet? He goes, I met me. And he goes, you? He goes, you met the original Zod. He goes, yeah, it's Phantom. He's like, and guess what he did? He took possession of my body. So there's 2 of us in here. And what we found out is that you are our enemy in both lives.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
Damn. Imagine having your rival times double in one body. That's like double the hate right there. That's double the hate and resentment. That's craziness. Damn. The writing for Smallville was so fucking good, bro. The writing, man, they did, man. I don't even know how many did Smallville win any awards?
I would hope it had a few daytime enemies.
You said enemies. Let me see, because I'm very interested. I'm about to look at their awards and nominations. Holy shit! Wow. Teen Choice Award for TV Villain 09, 08, 07, TV Chemistry 06, TV actor drama 06, 05, 04, and a few others. Bro, the Teen Choice Awards. This is a huge roster from damn near the beginning of the show, from like 02 all the way to 2011 to the end of the show. Just nothing but awards and nominations. Holy shit. Wow. Let's see. They got a Best Network Television Series, Best Actress in Television, Best Network Television Series, there's like 27, 28, 29, 30. There's like 31 awards that they've won. And oh, holy shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. But also, as it should, though. And then they've also won awards for specific episodes, not just the show overall, but like specific episodes of the show have been so good that that episode alone has won them an award. Shit, that's crazy. That's crazy. Dre says, I could be wrong, but didn't Zod get like 300 cycles in the Phantom Zone? I think one play Kryptonian year is a year and a half compared to an Earth year. Buddy was on lockdown for a good minute. No, absolutely. So what, like, 300 years in a Phantom Zone? That's crazy. So it's like a year and a half on our planet. Damn. The space is weird. Space is so fucking weird. Now, when it comes to like Zod and, because as we all know, when it comes to Kryptonians, they live underneath the red sun. So to them, on their planet, they're normal. They're not flying around. They're not doing anything. But it's the power of the red sun that gives them these powers and abilities. So when he does get to Earth, because I believe there's a point in Smallville when he gets out, his clone and him actually get out of the Phantom Zone, right?
When Zod actually gets out the Phantom Zone?
Yeah, doesn't the young version of him get out the Phantom Zone?
Yes, that's what season 9 was about. But it's revealed that they weren't in the Phantom Zone, so to speak. That Jor-El had made clones of some citizens of Kandor, and how it was mostly led out by Zod's battalion. That way, in the event that something happened to the planet, Krypton would live on, and it would be led by its chief science officer and its head of its military strategy.
Oh, okay. All right.
But this was before Krypton exploded, so when Zod learned of what happened, he was like, yeah, we're not letting shit repeat itself.
No, yeah, of course. Damn. I'm sorry. I'm just looking through right now, and I don't know. I guess I'm also partly disappointed in myself because I loved Smallville so much, and I feel like I haven't really I've forgotten so much about the fucking show, especially from moments like these big moments, bringing in characters like Zod, the time they brought in Doomsday, all these moments and shit. I really don't remember them as much as I should. Like, hell, there's an episode where Blue Beetle pops up. Shit, I didn't even remember that. I randomly ran into a clip.
Yeah, the Booster Gold episode.
That's fucking crazy. Because what Smallville went for 10 seasons, and then the 11th season is actually in graphic novel form.
Right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's actually shit that happens after he puts on the suit, and that's in the comic books.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I don't know. So what are your thoughts? What are your specific thoughts on Zod and the character, in a whole?
I think when you create a person with a singular goal in mind, because like his whole thing was the military prospect and preservation of his people. So if you look at it from that aspect, and that was his whole thing, like he says in Man of Steel, my only purpose was to protect Krypton. That is the sole purpose for which I was born. Every action I take, whether that action be violent or cruel, is for the greater good of my people.
Yeah. So like he truly believes that what he's doing is right.
Like once again, he's not much different from like a Killmonger in that aspect.
No, absolutely. That's a great fucking comparison. That is a great fucking comparison. My bad, Taylor. Yes, comic book, not necessarily graphic novel. Well, I thought it was in a graphic novel form. It wasn't just a book, but yeah, no, that's weird. Damn. All right. See, like I said, I was just I keep forgetting shit. But that is a great comparison. It's one of those. He's one of those villains that you kind of like. You get them. You get why they're doing what they're doing. And the reasons behind it, like you said with Killmonger. What he was doing, the wasn't necessarily wrong. It was the way he was kind of going about doing it that really made you know what I mean? That really made them do that made them the bad guy in that instance. It was really the way they're going about doing it. You know what I mean? All Zod wants is the protection and the, growth of his people. What does Killmonger want? The protection and the growth of his people. And that's not necessarily that's definitely a hill that you can most definitely die on. Because we all can relate to that. But again, when it comes to my people, fuck everybody else, that's when you start being deemed as, the bad guy. But here's my problem with that, though. It's, when you come from a people that for the longest time were on the other end of that statement, you know what I mean? Yeah, fuck your people. You know what I mean? Like, your people were the ones that were discarded, thrown to the side, that was never really taken into accountability, into account or consideration. Like, can you really blame him for wanting that get back? Can you really blame somebody for wanting to get a get back like that when it's been you're the one that's been tossed to the side?
Well, the thing with Killmonger is there's an African proverb that states, "The child who is not embraced by his village will burn it down to feel its warmth."
I knew exactly where you were going with that.
Damn.
And I think with General Zod, it was more the duty of protecting what he deemed to be his was so great. Too many other things got sacrificed in the process.
I definitely agree. And that Taylor from Facebook, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, he says Zod cares about Kryptonians on a planet they aren't from. That's what makes him the bad guy. And again, yeah, and it goes, like I said, he ends up taking it too far. It's just like, all right, you want the growth of your people, but now the growth of your people at the cost of someone else and someone else's people. So now you will become exactly what you stated that you hate.
I think also a big thing with the issue with that is the non-commuting of their sentence. Like, they literally say, like, when in Young Justice, when they were trying to flee the zone, like, yo, I was sentenced to 5 years. 5 years. I did my time. It's been over 40. Like, I'm not going back.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, even I think Calder was the one who was like, yo, we will consider parole, but it was like the circumstances have to be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at things from that aspect, it's like, you guys are already trying to stop us from liberating ourselves from a position that we all accepted was wrong. And then you're trying to send us back because of what you claim we're doing is wrong.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead. Don't continue.
I already got tried on some bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. No,
By
I'd be
people who were all too happy to die for their principles.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, the Twitch is the Super Breakdown Podcast on Twitch. So you can peep us on there as well. Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, all the same, all the way through. But yeah, so if you want to pop over there and tune in over there, yep, we over there as well. Go ahead, Triage. Continue.
So I mean, and it's like I said, the thing is also, it's like sometimes it's not just Zod, Non, and Fayora. Sometimes it's Zod, Fayora, Nern, Non, Ursula, Namek, Aethra, Aaliyah. So it's like there's a whole squad of them, and it's like, who are loyal to him and his principles, and like, yo, he ain't wrong. Like, these guys all sat there and died on their hill because, Lord forbid, the people of Krypton realized that the ruling council wasn't all powerful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, no, I would be pissed off too. It's like a situation like you said, like I did my time, and now I'm trying to get up out of there. Now you telling me I'm wrong for getting up out of there, even though I did my time. Not only that, you're telling me, oh, a parole, motherfucker. I did 40. I did 35 extra years to no fault of my own. So I definitely see, like, now, all right, I fucked up in the beginning, whatever. I did my time, but now you're trying to punish me for some shit that I didn't do, some shit that I already, double jeopardy type shit. So Dre says, I would say more so Magneto, Magneto, what the fuck, Magneto, because Killmonger was still, was willing to destroy Wakanda if need be. Magneto wants his people to take their spot as the next. Yeah, I would agree with that. Zod more so closer to Magneto.
Well, the difference with that is that, like, the thing that I thought that was really cool about Black Panther is that the movie, I mean, is that it addressed a major issue in the country, which is racial identity versus national identity. People of modern day are too loyal to their party, whether it be left, right, male, female, black, white, whether it be a group you identify with, like LGBTQ, whether it be Black Lives Matter. People are too loyal to their parties instead of being loyal to their country. Like, no one's also quick to go, I'm a proud American no more.
Yeah,
very true.
And it's like, and then if you're someone who's been out of the country and is traveling and you see other places, it's a complete eye opener. Now, from that aspect, like once again, like, Killmonger was supposed to be a Wakandan, but he didn't just see himself as Wakandan. He saw himself as a black, as a black, I don't want to say national, as a black freedom fighter. And it's one of those things, like, where if you look at it like from that aspect of the things he stood for, from the black people and the way they've been treated through history, whether we're talking about Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, Bunchy Carter, John Huggins, all the black social leaders who were murdered through history just in our country. It's like, it's not that far off.
No, absolutely. Damn. That took a turn. It took a nice damn turn. and that's what I love about us doing the show, just within comic books in general, because there's a lot of shit that happens in comic books that you can then turn and talk about in a real world stance.
Absolutely.
With characters like these, they all speak to some part of real life. I mean, a lot of these characters, the anger that they feel towards certain things, it's the same anger that a lot of us feel today, or at least, or depending on when it came out back then, for the time. Yeah, I should say that. Yeah, for the anger and the up and like just the emotions of the time that really draws people in. I was saying this last night when we were on the show, like, for you indie comic book creators, yeah, make sure that those aspects are what truly draw people in. It's that ability to relate, that ability to relate to the characters, ability to relate to the story. I know everyone says, oh, it's like, oh, it's escapism, and you're reading these fantasies because you want to be taken out of the world that you're in. But those are people that really don't read the material. They really don't read the material.
Even if that was the case, is that I'd rather the kid express himself with the pen than with a 12-gauge shotgun. I'd rather him elaborate on a page with paper or in his tablet opposed to doing lines of cocaine or trying to drown his pain in alcohol.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And that's what gets me pissed off when people talk negatively about comic books. They talk so negatively about, when it comes anything that comes to fantasy, live in the real world, live in the present, live in the real world, the real people. When you dive into these comic books and you really read the situations, the scenarios, look at Marvel and their Civil War run. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. The characters, the people may be changed, and some of the people may have superpowers and shit like that, but the concept and the problem that is at hand is a problem that you can relate to. It's a problem that happens in real life. Look at the fucking X-Men. Look at the fucking X-Men. Look at that whole situation. An entire race of beings being oppressed and persecuted and hated and beaten down. That sounds familiar to me. The two leaders, one is a radical who feels like his people are the number one, that they deserve the place at the top of the fucking food chain, that we deserve to be, and that we deserve more than everybody else because of the shit that we've been through. Then another one of the leaders is no, we can come together, we can live together, we can grow together, we can all be seen as equal. Sounds familiar to me. So all the people that say no, comic books aren't real, no, you need to live here in the real world, fuck you. This blatantly, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Like, why do you watch all these movies and cartoons and stuff like that? Because in all actuality, these motherfuckers in these comic books are doing shit about the situations that I wish I could handle myself. Mutants have the power to fight back against their oppressors.
They do.
And for the longest time, that's what my people needed and wanted to do. To fight back against the oppressors, to feel like they had power, to feel like they had the ability to make a change. Dre says, from all three extremist-based characters, who care about their group, their creed, race, or people, main difference is Killmonger wants to empower his people. Magneto wants fair treatment. Zod is genocidal. Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say Magneto wanted fair treatment. Magneto wanted superior treatment.
That's true.
Yeah. Magneto wanted superior treatment. He didn't want that. Charles wanted fair treatment. Magneto wanted superior treatment.
Listen, man, does Magneto want superior, or is he just trying to help evolution along? It's constantly said that the Neanderthal wiped out its less evolved brethren, correct? It's listen, that's fucking the natural order coming into play with that one.
Yeah.
Magneto's just getting ahead of the curve. That's all that is. And as far as Zod being genocidal, and this is why I compared him to like military leaders earlier. Like, if you know, like look at ancient Rome. Look at the whole reason why Caesar comes to power was because Caesar teamed with Crassus to stop Spartacus when he rebelled against the Roman Empire, right?
That's true, Dre. That's true. Go ahead.
And the whole thing was that they literally have this thing where it's like, yo, people speak of Spartacus one way, then speak of him another way. People speak of Crassus one way, then speak of him another way. Same thing with Caesar. And it's like each one of them thought the other person they were dealing with was the villain to their story. But everyone is the villain in someone else's story. So it's like, if you look at things from that aspect, it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, you're damn good if you do, you damn what if you don't. Because you can't please everyone. There's always going to be people that hate you.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially if what you do goes against the grain. Are people going to die in a revolution? Of course they are. Name a revolution in history that happened without blood.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
And it's like he said, like, yo, you guys are literally willing to die on this hill for this bullshit. Look what happened. For example, if we were to wake up tomorrow and find out that the planet was going to explode a week from now, and we had to way off the planet, and the president and Congress were like, "Oh, get them niggers out of here. We can't have them talking about that. Lock them up. Shoot, send them off into space." And then we sit there and watch the planet explode, and next thing you know, we're the last of of the humankind. Like, you take me to some place where I'm damn near omnipotent, I am never going to let that scenario repeat itself ever again.
It's fucking solid, dude. It's fucking solid logic.
I mean, I fully agree with that logic.
Like, it was literally a catastrophe that we could have warned the people about, saved our people, but because the man on the hill said, no, that's unforgivable. You can't talk like that. Get back in your place, boy. And then when I was like, nah, I got in prison for it. You wouldn't be able to tell me shit after that. Especially, not only did I do my time, but I did quadruple it.
Yeah. And then you tell me I can't get a slice of the pie. You tell me I can't have a piece of pie.
Better get a piece of pie.
I'm gonna lose my shit. All I did was try to stop my people from dying.
Fuck the pie. I want the whole bakery.
No. At that point, I'm like, no, I can't get a slice of pie. No, I want the bakery now. I can't get a slice of pie. Motherfucker, give me a bakery. I want it all now. All I wanted was a little bit. Dre says, I agree with Triage statement. But as a infantry soldier myself, Zod is willing to wipe out whole worlds, especially if they are not loyal to the House of Zod. But again, that's only Dre. You're talking about the ending, right? This is as a result. this state of mind is as a result of the negligence of his superiors.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything, this genocidal mindset that he has, because in fact, you are correct. He does have that genocidal mindset, but like you said with Magneto was fine. He was on the side of Charles until they fucked with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same situation with Zod. Relatively same situation with Zod.
Like I'm leading my people to Providence and everything else. I'm winning all these battles for the sake of my planet to push back the enemy and do all these things. But then it's like, nah, man, I can't co-sign that. And it's like,
he's loyal to Krypton all the way up until Krypton was no longer loyal to him.
and I think this is one of those things, like this goes back to like what Anthony Mackie said, like with the whole thing with Captain America not necessarily representing America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is Krypton a planet or is Krypton a group of people?
Yeah, like Asgard.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, my people can survive anything. They can adapt. They can do this. They can do that. They built this vast empire out in this section of space, which no one now knows about because our leaders were like, well, you can't do that.
You can't save us.
You can't do things that way. Well, all right. So, and here's the wild part. Maybe Zod should have just took his battalion and just left the planet.
Mm-hmm. But then that would end up, going backwards on his purpose. Maybe Zod should have in turn went back to Jor-El and be like, "Yo, listen, fam, they not listening. Me and you, we need to figure out a way out of this ourselves because they're not listening. They don't want to save our people. He could have in turn ended up radicalizing Jor-El."
Good old Jor-El, the noble leader. He couldn't save no one else, but he saves his only son.
Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kara was out in space for longer than Clark was.
So
because she got sent off when Brainiac was taking Kandar.
So the way they explain it is that because Cal was an infant, Kara was a few years older. Like Kara was probably about I'd say like 10, 11.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to look after him. So Zor-El sent her ship right after his, but hers got knocked off course. And the Supergirl show explains it wound up getting locked inside the Phantom Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the Phantom Zone got breached, her ship came out. And then or if you watch Smallville, it crashed into the reservoir and was underwater. And then when the dam broke, her ship came to the water, and then she came out of stasis.
Mm-hmm. And that's why technically she's older than him, but physically he's older because the Phantom Zone pretty much is immortality. You don't age.
Correct.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why technically Kara is his big cousin.
Mm-hmm. Technically, and there's a fun fact: the Kryptonian females are actually stronger than the males.
Yep. They actually talk about that a lot in My Adventures of Superman and on Max. They talk about that a lot because this last season they just introduced Kara, and ooh man, you got to watch that. That story is pretty fucking crazy. Pretty much, I think it was the Beyonder. I think it was the Beyonder. He was taking the same role as Uatu in the Watchers, but he pretty much radicalized. But before that, he had wiped her memory completely because, she was the like I said, they're using pretty much the conquering Kryptons in this one, so she was their top number one. like she had already led them to take over multiple worlds before something happened. She ended up losing her memory, and the Beyonder took her in and kind of raised her up while also keeping her memories erased.
Y'all, you're saying Beyonder. I think you mean the Monitor.
Well, yes, it was a Monitor. Thank you, Monitor. Yes, it was the Monitor.
Wrong brand.
Yeah, wrong brand. Yep. The Monitor. Yep. Yeah, he ends up, taking her under his wing, and eventually she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that." After she runs into Clark. Or wait, hold on. Or am I getting My Adventures with Superman mixed up with the fucking Crisis on Infinite Earth films?
Oh, yes, you're getting it mixed up with the Crisis on Infinite Earth movies.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So it was. Damn, who was it? I think it was Brainiac. Has anyone else watched that? Watch My Adventures with Superman. By all means, please correct me, because I'm pretty sure it was. Hold on, let's see what Dre got to say. Yeah, yes, it was Brainiac. There we go. It was fucking Brainiac who had taken her in and had like some kind of mind control kind of shit going on with her.
Green Reach.
Yeah. I didn't like that they didn't have him green in this one. He was like red and black steel, which was really cool. Really, really fucking cool.
The green gooch. As my man Lobo calls him.
The green gooch. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see this live action Lobo. Played by the man that should have been playing fucking Lobo. Like, I don't mind him as Aquaman. I don't. I think he's a great take on Aquaman. But he's Lobo. This thing is Lobo in real life. He's Lobo in real fucking life. He throws axes. He shoots guns. He rides motorcycles. He fucking jumps off cliffs just because. Climbs mountains. Freehand. No ropes. This thing of Jason Momoa is Lobo in real life. Lobo.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Mm-hmm. Yup. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. Let's hear from some of our friends who are doing some amazing things within the podcast community. And then we'll be right back and we'll transition. Do you guys feel comfortable transitioning?
If you're talking about switching over to the second half of the segment, I'm fine with that.
All right. What about you, Jay?
I was going to clarify that as well. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
What do you guys think I'm in by transitioning?
Going on, everybody? Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I would have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this. You're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
And we're back. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just joining us, I am Power Maximus. We're here with everyone's favorite demigod, normally Lord Triage, but today he took a demotion and is now General Triage. And we're here with everyone's Darth Legacy himself, Jason M40. We are the TSB crew, and today we are celebrating our 100th episode of the Super Breakdown. This is great. Today we are breaking down General Zod, and we are also breaking down Batman Forever as a tribute to the late, great Val Kilmer. We're also going to be talking about a few of our favorite films that Val Kilmer has also been in. This is the Val Kilmer tribute section. So by all means, please, if you guys have a movie that you guys loved that Val Kilmer was in, please drop it in the comments. Please join the conversation. Let us know your thoughts on Batman Forever. Triage had to step away for a moment. So Jay, when did you first watch Batman Forever?
Oh my God.
And please, guys, in the comments, let it and put your answers to the question in there too. We want to hear what y'all got to say.
Well, man, I definitely must have been like 12 years old, maybe 11. I remember I was watching it with my dad. He had it on the television, and he really is the one who got me into Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. And honestly, Val Kilmer was the classiest Batman.
Oh, so much class. So much class. I was watching a little bit of today.
Dripping with class.
Dripping with class. Wild. Oh man, dripping with class is crazy. I absolutely agree. He was incredibly fucking classy with it. There's a scene with Nicole Kidman's character Chase. What was it? Meridani?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. But she turns on the bat signal, and he pulls up thinking something's going on, and it says her, and she's wearing this skimpy black outfit, and she's like, "So, what you working with?" And he's like, "Nah, you gotta understand, this bat signal it's not a beeper. Like, you can't just call me up for like a booty call. What are we doing here? What are you doing? We can't do that." This is not how this works. No, definitely class. No, he said something specific to her, and she's like, dang, what does he say? She's like, he's like, what is this, another what is it, a kick of yours? And she's like, well, she said, like, in high school it was guys with piercings, in college it was motorcycles and leather jackets, and then she's like, now, and she grabs his chest, she's like, now it's black rubber. And he was like, nope. 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 Dre says, I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah, no, listen, wait till Triage get back. He gonna go off about that. I think that's his as well. Andre also says, I was super young when I watched Batman Forever. What I remember most is him knocking down that big ass door while wearing a tuxedo. Yes, yeah, like he goes to Chase's because she's supposed to be like a psychologist or something like that, sociologist, and then he goes to go to her, and she hears her like mad grunting coming from behind the door. He thinks that she's in trouble, and he like fucking like shoulder charges and knocks down that big ass door. In reality, she was just in her boxing training. But But yeah, let's see what. All right, so let's see. So me and you are the same age, right? That came out in '95. So how old did you say you were? You were about like when?
That came out in 95. I was born in 94. So I mean, I was young. I could have been. It was like around the age of 10.
Yeah, I'd say because I remember the first Batman movie I watched specifically was which one was it? Which live action one did I watch first? It might have been wasn't Tim Burton's. So it wasn't 89, it wasn't Returns. Batman and Robin. It was Batman and Robin. So I watched Batman and Robin first, and then I ended up watching Batman Forever after. So what Batman
Okay.
and shit. What was it? Damn, how long ago that? I can't remember. But no, man, I watched that first, so I went back and ended up watching Batman Forever, and then later on, I learned that because I was wondering, I was like, hold on, they changed the actor that plays Batman to George Clooney, but it's still Chris O'Donnell that plays Robin. Like, wait, what's going on here? And then I find out no, so it's actually Batman and Robin is an actual direct sequel, a follow up movie to Batman Forever. And I was completely unaware of that when I was younger. I just thought this is a different Batman movie. But why are they making references to something I never watched before? So I went back and watched it. Damn, I don't know. We had to be around the same age when we watched, because like the nostalgia of it was for me. Let's see. So Dre said he was about 9 when it came out. Yeah, so yeah, I was about the same age, about 10. No, so you were 9 when it came out. Yeah, so yeah, I had to have been about 10, 11 when I actually watched it, which was quite a few years later, because 95 I was 1. I was 1
Yeah.
95, so I probably didn't watch it until like maybe 99, 2000, around there. And I was hooked. How did you feel about Kilmer's portrayal of one Bruce Wayne? Because we get a lot of Bruce Wayne in this film.
We do.
We get a lot of Bruce Wayne in this film. How do you feel about his portrayal of Bruce Wayne in comparison to his portrayal of Batman?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a very good question. Well, I think it was so opposite. I think that his portrayal of Bruce Wayne, like, he went so hard at portraying Bruce Wayne, and when he was Batman, he was like completely normal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because he made sure that the way he acted was complete opposite, especially when it came to Chase. Like, literally, there's the scene where he's Batman and like they're on the rooftop and he's like, nah, get out of here. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But then soon as he is Bruce Wayne in front of her, he's like, hey, yo, you trying to, he's like, literally, he looks at her and is like, I need to get you out those clothes. And she's like, what? And he's like, and into a black dress. That was so smooth. So smooth. So smooth. Like, he knew there was sexual tension there. He knew it was. He knew clearly she was very upfront about wanting Batman, right? Very upfront about wanting Batman. And so he's like, well, I want you too. So, hey, yo, I can't crack you as Batman. I'm gonna crack you as the billionaire Bruce Wayne. So, so how about we get you into something a little bit nicer? You come to me to the circus and we see what we can do. And then at the circus, he openly asks her out to on another date, on an actual date.
Yes.
And she's like, sorry, no, I found someone else.
Oh, really?
No, really. I wonder who else. He dressed as a giant fucking rodent. But all right, no, I'll wait till Triage come back, because I need to run this by him and see his. No, I'll run it by you first. So when it comes to the character of Chase, and again, we're breaking down the entire movie, not just Val Kilmer. We're breaking down the entire movie. The character of Chase, right? We'll get to Jim Carrey as Edward Nygma and all that. We'll get to all the actors in this. We'll get there. But the character of Chase, right? So her whole thing is she wants to ride Batman's Batmobile so hard. Specifically because of the fact that she wants to get into his head. She wants to shrink him. So I'm like, hold on. Him being a potential psychopath turns you on?
That's
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hold on. Well, what kind of professional are you that, you trying to bring someone on as your patient, but you also trying to ride them like a goddamn helicopter?
damn.
So now I'm bringing into question her professionalism. I'm bringing into question a lot of this shit because excuse me, you're supposed to be a professional and you're out here trying to dangle, Batman's, dangles.
Listen, man, just because she wanted to find out what was really in that utility belt doesn't mean that woman is beyond reproach. I'm just saying.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is I'm calling in her professionalism. Like, so do you do this with all your patients? Like, what turned her on was the fact that he was a potential psychopath.
Oh my! Listen, is that any crazier from Mary Jane jumping to her death to make sure Peter would save her?
Oh yeah, no, that bitch was just crazy. But like her, but like, with her, it was literally like as if like her job like turned her on, and she was like, "Oh, all right, he's another potential patient." Like, I don't know. It just blows my damn mind that her first instinct, as soon as she sees him, she's like, I'm trying to get inside of that cowl. But it's like, what?
Damn.
Be professional. Be a professional. You want to shrink me, but don't make me grow at the same time.
Oh, she gonna make you grow.
Woo-sa. For those who will watch Bad Boys 2.
He said, Mike, you go to therapy to work out your issues, not bang your therapist.
But it makes me feel better.
He said, woo-sa. Oh, man. So Dre says her origin was the same as Harley Quinn's origin. Yeah, it really, yeah.
Yo, I never caught that.
Yeah. Yep. It's supposed to be their take on like Harley Quinn, the shrink that falls in love with the psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never made those parallels. That's a valid point.
Yeah. And it's crazy
because it's like interesting.
I was literally just watching it a few hours ago, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But as I promised, let's get into this cast listing here. Let's get into this cast listing because this is amazing cast. We got Val Kilmer, we got Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was in this. Honestly, I don't remember who she played.
She was Sugar. She was the Two-Face's helper in white.
Yep. Debbie Mazar as well was Spice. And like this is a star-studded cast. Like, come on now. Each and every one of these people has gone on to do absolutely amazing things after this film. They were doing amazing shit before the film. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, he literally I put him number 1 as Riddler. Number 2 is homeboy that played Riddler in Gotham. I loved his portrayal. And then the new Riddler from the Batman, clearly he's a stark difference to the other two who are very upbeat and whimsically psychotic. But Jim Carrey's I literally cannot see anyone else playing Riddler better than him.
Well, here's a funny story. So You know who was he wasn't their first pick. You know who was?
Yeah, I find that interesting.
I heard. I can't remember offhand.
It was Rob Williams.
Yes. Yep. That would have been lovely. I would have loved that too. I would have taken that too.
He was apparently cast in the original movie as the Joker. Like Warner Brothers came to him with the intention of using him because they wanted Jack Nicholson. But Jack Nicholson said no. When Jack Nicholson found out apparently that he was taking on the role, he called him back and was like, I'm interested. What is it? What does it entail? What is it I get? What is it that this would get towards the end goal? And then from what I understand, when they actually went back to offer Robin Williams the part of the Riddler, he turned it down because of what happened from the previous movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't want to be in something so serious.
I don't think it was that. I'm talking about the way the studio treated him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. Dre says they should have made Two-Face more serious. He was too comedic. Yeah, but that's what they were going for. That's why Val Kilmer didn't come back for Batman and Robin, because he didn't like the family-friendly direction that Warner Brothers wanted to go.
Well, here's the other thing with that too. And here's the thing that, once again, if you watch the original Batman, Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams was supposed to be Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of recasting that got done between this movie from production to the end.
Yeah, I mean, you guys all know who was supposed to be Robin, right?
Marlon
Wayans. That would have made for a completely different movie. That would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, Billy D. Williams would have been crazy as Two-Face.
I don't know. I'm not a Billy D fan.
Like I'm not either, but I'm just thinking of like what this movie would have been with those castings. Robin Williams as Riddler, Marlon Wayans as Robin, Billy D as Two-Face. That would have been a completely different fucking movie, had a completely different feel. Because again, Marlon and Wayans, there is no way he's bringing comedy to every fucking thing he's in. Even what was that movie when he ended up being a fucking heroin addict? Shit, I can't remember. It was with Edward Norton, I believe. Was it Edward Norton? I don't know. It was one or two. But yeah, like he brings comedy to every damn thing that he touches. So I feel like the level of comedy that it had was already too much. But I feel like it got the job done. It wasn't too comedic. I mean, it was too comedic, but that seriousness still kind of rang through the darkness there as well. But then I mean, Tommy Lee Jones he's an amazing actor in general. From all his dramatic work to his action work, to his thriller work, I just love him as an actor. But I guess I don't think they could have got anyone else to really play Tommy Lee Jones. I feel like if they would have said, "Hey, we need more serious," he would have brought it. He would have brought the seriousness.
Well, if you've seen his other bodies of work, you said like the U.S. Marshal, The Fugitive, even his character in Men in Black. One of my favorite movies is The Hunted with him, where he's chasing Benicio del Toro's character. Like so. Mm-hmm. No, he definitely could have brought that, but like you said, I think it was just the overall direction of the movie. Like,
yeah, he gave them what they asked for, and he did it spectacularly too. Then not taking anything from it, he did what they asked him to do, fucking spectacularly. Fucking spectacularly. Same thing with Carrie.
Yeah.
If they would have said, Carrie, we need more serious. We need less ha-ha psycho and more, I'm gonna kill you psycho. We need more psycho, less lunatic psycho. And he would have brought that shit too.
Mhm.
So before you jump back in, we had asked everyone what what was the question? What was the question? The question was their favorite Val Kilmer movie. And the first thing that Dre drops, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said his favorite Val Kilmer movie is Tombstone.
It's a great flick, man.
It really is. I feel like it brought like I haven't watched it too many times. I've only watched it maybe like once, maybe twice within my lifetime. But within those times, like it's a solid ass Western film. Solid. Very fucking solid. But again, my favorite is, like I said, Mindhunters. What let's see, who else was in that? So it was Val Kilmer, LL Cool J. Shit. There was somebody else in it that was a decent sized actor at the time as well. Shit. I'm pretty sure he plays an Christian Slater. He's fucking pretty sure he does the Conjuring films, right?
Never seen him.
No. Fucking shit. What else? True Romance. He was in Dexter Origins, Blink Twice, Broken Arrow. Yep. And he was also in Interview with a Vampire as well. Untamed Heart. Like, yeah, again, they I miss what they used to do back in the day. All these actors, Johnny Lee Miller from fucking, we talked about him when we did the episode on Dracula. He was in Dracula 2000. He played one of the hunters in Dracula 2000. So Mindhunters was an amazing fucking film. Like, for those of you who have and or haven't watched it, Val Kilmer does die in the film. But so what he ends up doing, he plays, they're all like FBI agents. They're all in a Quantico level training. And one of the final training missions is the whole team gets brought to an island in the middle of fucking nowhere where the scenario is that there's a serial killer on the loose, and they have to find the serial killer and stop him. It's supposed to be a play scenario, and Val Kilmer, he's the one in head. He as the head, he's the instructor of it all. And LL Cool J he's supposed to be like I forgot. He's a different agent. He's from like a different alphabet agency that's coming in to not supervise but kind of monitor the situation. And he was investigating he was supposed to be investigating Val Kilmer's character. That's what they end up finding out. He ends up and they're like, all right. But eventually, literally the first fucking day, they get there, like, all right, they all they party, they have a good time, get to know each other, everybody goes to sleep, they wake up to start everything. Fucking immediately someone's fucking arm gets oh shit, there was another person in there. There was another person in it too that was real big. Fuck, what was his name? It's weird because I'm not seeing him on the card either, because he was supposed to be the one in charge. Damn. Yeah, I don't see him on the in the casting. Maybe I'm wrong, but no, it's a fucking amazing film. It's a lovely thriller, lovely kind of like, it's like thriller horror at the same time. And the whole goal is they find out one of them ends up having to be the killer. So now all these FBI, Quantico profilers and shit like that now have to figure out which one of them is the killer. Mind you, they're trapped on this island. No communication with the outside world. They're all trapped on this island, and now one of them is a fucking killer, and they have to find them. And it's fucking great. It's fucking great. Back in the day, they used to get a lot of the big stars of that time to be in a film. And all these stars already knew each other, were really close with each other, and they knew how to work together. And the film would always end up turning out to be fucking amazing. Can't do that shit nowadays because everyone has a fucking massive ego.
Yep.
Massive ego. Jay, what would you say your favorite Val Kilmer film is?
Honestly, that's a tough one. I really think that he's a phenomenal actor. Because he plays like a lot of serious roles too, like
Yeah,
which is what we were just talking about. Like that's, because you see that he prefers that almost kind of.
yeah. You don't really ever see him like doing anything like that's not too serious. Like he has, and he's done amazingly still. But yeah, like damn, if you look at his acting credits, like the list is just damn near nonstop. And then according to IMDb, Top Gun was his 1, 2, 3, was the third film that he had done.
Wow.
Like we're looking at Top Gun, we're looking at films like Willow, Billy the Kid, The Doors, fucking Tombstone, Batman Forever, Heat.
Heat's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Not only that, he played the voice of both Moses and God in The Prince of Egypt.
That I did know.
Oh shit! I
did know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is one of the most highly rated films of all time.
That's my childhood, bro.
Mm-hmm. Hard Cash, fucking Wonderland, fucking Mindhunters, George and the Dragon. He was in Entourage at one. He did an episode of Entourage. Like, come on now, the Deja Vu, man. Numbers. He was in an episode of Numbers as well. Which when I saw that, I used to watch Numbers back in the day. When I saw that shit, I was like, oh, Val Kilmer. Yeah, so I definitely I'm a big fan. He did the voice of Kit, and I think it was the newer Knight Rider series that they did, that early 2000s one that didn't really kick off. Had 18 episodes. I feel like it had promise, but they just didn't follow through properly. Right? The Thaw, fucking Hardwired, Double Identity. Oh my god. It just continues on and fucking on. Gun, 5 Days of War, Blood Out, Spider-Man Edge of Time, which was a video game. He voice acted in that. Man, he was also in a Tenacious D music video as himself. Like, come on now. He even did Planes. He was voice acted in Planes. He did he was in fucking Robot Chicken.
Was the plane Iceman?
No, his name was Bravo. Yeah. But that's why they had him do Planes, because he had some kind of, experience with that.
From fucking Top Gun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He was in Jay and Silent Bob, the Jay and Silent Bob reboot from 19, Pay Dirt, Riptide, and then he had a quick moment in Maverick. He was in Maverick as well. Like, it just goes on and on and on, and that's just acting. I'm pretty sure he has director credits. He has producer credits as well. He was.
Oh yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, he has his own biopic as well. Val, the life you live is the story you tell on Prime.
Nice.
Yeah, wait, when did that come out? Because I want to check that out. Sorry, I've been away from the comments too long. Island of Dr. Moreau, yeah, that was a good too. That was a good one too. Let's see. Val came out in 21. I've been meaning to watch it on Amazon Prime, but I got to check that out. This man has done. He's a fucking icon. He's an absolute fucking icon. And so back to Batman Forever, specifically Batman Forever. All right, what are your guys' overall thoughts on the film in itself?
Listen, I remember seeing it at 5 years old in the movie theater with my cousins. Shout out to my big cousin Dante and my big cousin Donald. Even though Donald was telling me all the plots to the stories that was progressing, what was happening. Like, that's how vivid this shit is for me. Like, I remember seeing this in the movie theater at 5 years old with my mom, my two cousins.
So for those of you who are just tuning in or new to the Super Breakdown, yes, Triage is older than us, not by much, but is older than me and Jay. But yeah, Dre said that he saw it was 9 when he was 9 when it came out. So it sounds like you guys maybe you and Dre got to be around the same age. But yeah, for me, man, I was saying that like I watched Batman and Robin first, and I was confused about certain things. Then my grandfather was like, "Oh no, gotta watch the movie before that." And I watched that, and I'm like, "Dude, this is fucking amazing." One, I was already a big fan of Jim Carrey. I was a major fan of Jim Carrey. So when I saw Jim Carrey was in it, I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch this." And I was a fan of Tom Lee Jones as well. I'm like, "Shit, I gotta watch this." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, this is a solid ass Batman movie, from the way he played Bruce Wayne to the way we were talking about, like how he made sure that they were so starkly different."
Yeah, really, like his portrayal of Bruce Wayne in comparison to his portrayal of Batman, it's like when he was in Bruce Wayne, he was in character.
Yeah. But I feel that it felt like him playing Batman when he had put the cowl on, it felt like it was more natural for him.
Yeah,
like, it felt more
like
natural.
that was really who Bruce Wayne was.
Yeah, like it felt like Val, like that's that was him. He was Batman. But when he was Bruce Wayne, it felt like he was he was definitely putting on that act. But even then, just within the way he, made the character so differently, like when Chase tried to come on to him as Batman, he was like, no. But as soon as he put that suit on, put that tux on, he was like, so was you good with it? You was talking all that hot. I mean, I'm just saying, you look good, and would you like to come out on a date with me? So he was like, listen, I can't fuck you in this cowl, but I can definitely take off this tuxedo.
Oh my God.
I mean, right? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm that nigga that I would be like, all right, I'm keeping the cowl on, but we gonna get this working. Turn the bat signal off. Nobody sees. Shut it down. Shut it down. Turn off the lights. Keep this cowl on. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Holy shit.
Something wrong with you, man. Something real wrong with you.
I'm pretty sure we figured this out a long time ago. Oh man, nah, I enjoyed it. So now Jim Carrey's. I know there's a lot of like back and forth on Jim Carrey playing Riddler. A lot of people are like, oh, I didn't like it. Some people like me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But what do you guys think on Jim Carrey's portrayal?
So I do not hate his performance by no means. He's a little bit more flamboyant and colorful than I remember the Riddler being. And this is coming from a guy who dresses like a giant question mark, but he had the edge. He had the level of intelligence. Like some guys, like when you hear him read lines or hear him say X, Y, and Z, you don't believe or have trouble believing that what they're saying is genuine. Like if you look at someone like Benedict Cumberbatch and like him being Doctor Strange, like I believe he's that arrogant. So like
absolutely.
You hear him speak. It's like he knew what he was talking about. He was colorful. And I think also one of the big things with his performance was, he met his idol and you realized, Jesse James was just a regular person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow, that's actually and shit. Who was it? Billy the Kid, right? He met. Which way did it go?
It was Jesse James got killed by Robert Ford.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because Robert Ford was like, "You're not what I thought you were. I can do better." Type shit.
His whole thing was he wanted to be famous for riding with Jesse James, but like when he met him, he was like, all the stories that you hear, all the things that you've been told, they're all lies. They're all stuff that's blown out of proportion by the media. So when he realized that this larger than man life wasn't as big as he thought he wasn't impressed. So he was like, "Oh, if I can't be famous for riding with Jesse James, I'll be famous for another reason, killing Jesse James."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and I love the way that they portrayed that in the film, like that he was already teetering. The character was already teetering on the edge of breaking, and then, what does the Joker always say? It takes one bad day, and that bad day was him meeting his idol, a man that he worked for, and man that he looked up to, felt like he was his equal, and all he was looking was for approval from him. And that bad day, his bad day is him being shunned by him. He snapped.
I think Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Riddler. Today I actually just watched a movie that Jim Carrey was in, and it was made in 2018, not that long ago. But I didn't even know this movie existed, and this movie was like completely serious.
23?
No, it's called Dark Crimes.
Oh yeah. That was one of his later movies. Yeah,
and like his portrayal in that movie, and I'm just using that for like an example. His character in that movie versus like his character as the Riddler, you can tell that Jim Carrey is somebody who is like a full-fledged artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a performer, not just like an actor. And to me, when I saw the Riddler, I genuinely believe that this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, because honestly, Jim Carrey is fucking crazy. And again, I reach back to one of the greatest movies I've seen Jim Carrey in, on a series like that was more on the serious side. I haven't seen Dark Crimes. I know about it. I haven't seen it yet, but for me, it was 23. I always thought Jim Carrey was this comedic actor. That's all it was. But when I saw 23, I'm like, whoa, is this Jim Carrey? It was so dark and so serious. Like, it gave me fucking Saw vibes without the blood and gore.
Yeah.
That's like the level of seriousness it was. And, again, this is range from Val Kilmer, range, Jim Carrey, range, Tommy Lee Jones, fucking range.
Yeah, really.
I can't really speak too much for Chris O'Donnell because, I haven't really seen him in too much.
Chris has got eternal clout. He has got eternal clout. He stole the Batmobile. I don't give a fuck what no one says.
That is very, very, very fucking true. Very fucking true.
One of the most gangster movies and moments in cinema history.
And then, of course, Nicole Kidman, range. Drew Barrymore, fucking range. Debbie Mazar, fucking range. Michael Gow, who played Alfred, range. Old school thespian, old school actor,
old school.
Pat Hingle, the commissioner are the only ones that stay consistent through the entire series.
Yep. Honestly, he is my favorite Alfred. He's my he's been consistently my favorite Alfred, and I would have liked to see what they've. I would have liked to see him be able to portray the way they write Alfred now yes, he's everything that Michael Gough had, portrayed him as, but then there's that more serious side where he's like, the good old, see, Master Bruce believes in has a Triage. What's the saying? What does he say? He says Master Bruce has a rule that he lives by. I don't abide by such rules and fucking cocks the shotgun.
And one of his rules is no firearms, no guns. He's like, that's one of his number top tier rules. He's like, I, on the other hand, do not abide by such rules.
He fucking cocks a shotgun.
Right? And he's the only one of the Bat family, and I'm going from Batman to damn near everyone he's trained or associated with who actually does carry a firearm and live rounds in it.
Yep, because listen, I ain't got all the combat and fancy gadgets you got, but I do got this lovely 12 gauge and 9mm for your ass. Play with me not, Joker.
But the thing is that Alfred does have military experience because he was in the Baxter's Army.
Yep.
Well, that's actually what I was just about to say. I got a really good question. If we were looking at the scenario where Alfred trained Batman, who would you choose to portray that actor? If we were looking at the scenario of Alfred being the one who trained Batman in that.
We get that. We get a good bit. We get a little bit of that in Gotham.
Yeah, but of your choice, which actor? Who would you choose?
Playing Alfred or playing Bruce?
Playing Alfred.
Alive or dead?
Alive.
Training
him.
What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Who do you think would play a great Alfred if it was Alfred that was the one that was training Bruce? I personally enjoyed the guy who played Alfred in Gotham. I think he was really great because he no matter what he was doing, he's like, I'm a butler, but at the end of the day, man, I got some kills under my belt. He wasn't just in the Royal Guard, he was actually in the war. He actually fought. He has blood on his hands.
Yeah, there is a whole show about him that's on Max, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, called Pennyworth, and it's I'm pretty sure it's connected to Gotham. This is his story, how he got to where he is in Gotham.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. If I had to pick someone to play an Alfred who was training Bruce Wayne, had to be invincible. Old school actor, older person, deceased. If I had to pick from my pick, it would be Sean Connery.
Ooh.
Because I could see Sean Connery schooling him and it'd be priceless.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could also see him really being with the shits. But if I had to pick modern day alive still, I'd pick Liam Neeson.
Yes. Forget him being Ra's al Ghul. Alfred. Yeah, it would be dope. I second that for modern. So let me see. Deceased. Okay,
and to piggyback on that, who you haven't played Bruce Wayne?
All right. So for Alfred, for deceased, Chris Christopher. Whistler.
Who?
Chris Christopher. You played Whistler in Blade.
Oh, and
okay.
Yup. And then for to play Bruce, does he have to be white?
You know what? For sake of argument, why not?
Wait, why not? As in, let's let's play around. Let's
go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say.
To play Bruce.
I want to hear this too.
For back then, if it was further back, I would say Idris Elba to play Batman. to play Bruce Wayne Batman.
Ooh.
He said
yeah.
Idris Elba. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Stringer Bell. Stringer Bell's gonna be Batman. They wouldn't let him be James Bond. You think they're gonna let him be Batman? Oh
I
my
got a
God.
good one. I got a good one.
Go ahead.
Matthew McConaughey for Bruce Wayne.
For Bruce Wayne?
Yep.
All right.
I think he would play a hell of a Thawne. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yup. Reverse Flash? Yeah, absolutely. I think he would play a great Ebar Thawne. But no, that's Bruce Wayne. I can see, I can't see him. I guess I can see him as playing Bruce Wayne. I can, but honestly, I think he would play a good Batman, specifically Batman.
Yeah, me too.
That's solid. What do you guys think? If you guys were doing the castings, who would you have played Alfred to train Bruce Wayne, and who would you have played Bruce Wayne? Everything's on the table, live or dead, white, black, whatever race. What do you think? So
I think
in the comments.
I think Bruce Lee should be the one who trained Batman.
Whoa.
Kato training Batman. That's interesting. Kato
Listen,
training.
hold it. If you watched the Batman series from the 60s where Adam West was Batman and Burt Ward was Robin, that crossover did happen.
Yep, they did do a crossover. That shit was funny too. It was Adam West and Rob, they were climbing up the side of the building, and fucking Green Hornet and Kato stick their head out the fucking window like, huh?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing here? What are you doing here? We're doing this. It's like, oh yeah, well, we're doing this. All right, well, good luck. It's Kevin pushing.
That's hilarious.
There's a whole episode. There's a whole 2 episodes where they wound up fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
Because everyone thought this reporter thought that Bruce Wayne was the Green Hornet and thought that, I forget the Green Hornet's alter identity. She thought that he was Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bitch, you're close, but no cigar.
Mm-hmm. Shit. Yo, honestly, Stephen Amell, or no, Robbie Amell as Bruce Wayne Batman. Younger Bruce Wayne Batman.
Robbie Amell, I could see that actually.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't. So I he has the look. I'm not sure if he has the menace.
Yeah. That's something that it would be something kind of new for him to portray. I feel like he's kind of getting there within his acting career because he did. Hey, Lady Mandalore in the chat, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to our 100th episode. Thank you for tuning in. So if you're interested in chiming in, thank you. We appreciate the congrats. If you were to cast Alfred Pennyworth and Batman Bruce Wayne, who would you cast as them nowadays? Everything's on the table, completely open, alive or dead, black, white, Hispanic, whatever you think. Who do you think has the acting chops that would be able to run those two nowadays? Just as a what if. If you're drop it in the comments. See what you think. So I said Chris Christopher as the man who played Whistler and Blade as Alfred, and then I said a younger Idris Elba playing Batman Bruce Wayne. I think that would just be absolutely lovely and hilarious. I think it would be lovely and hilarious. But then I also just said it would be interesting to see. At first I said Stephen Amell, then I was like, play Batman since he plays Green Arrow. But then I was like, no, his cousin Robbie Amell. I think Robbie would play a great younger Bruce Wayne and Batman. But with his current roles, like he played, have you guys played watched what was it, Code 8 with him with Steven and Robbie? Yeah, it's actually not bad. It's not bad. It's like a 2-parter movie that they did together. Pretty much people have superpowers in this world. The government says now we're not having that, and it's kind of like put a lockdown on them, mutant registry style and shit like that. And like so people with powers that kind of just work and live everyday lives. They can't really do much else. But then there's that rebellion that is like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that shit. and they're kind of like there's Stephen Amell plays like a villain, kind of like bank robber. He pretty much he uses his powers for no good. Oh, Lady Mandalore, that's gonna get a rise. That's gonna get a rise.
Oh wow.
Her answer for who she'd have play Alfred.
Oh
This is
wow.
gonna be good.
It's
Hey,
who?
Robert Downey Jr. for Alfred. Oh god. The yeah, Triage is not a fan of Robert Downey Jr. at all. At all. Right?
Can I never escape the cunt in the shiny condom?
Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. That's man. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's going good. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Yeah, no, yeah. So here's the thing about Triage. There's two heroes that he just absolutely downright doesn't fuck with. That's Batman and Iron Man.
I
There's
think
probably a few
that
others sprinkled in there, but Batman and Iron Man, yeah, he doesn't fuck with. Oh my god!
I just thought of another. What about Ian McKellen playing Alfred?
Ian McKellen playing Alfred. Yes, I can see that.
I know the name. I can't put it to a face.
Magneto.
Oh, duh. Once again, I'm not sure if he's with the shits enough for that.
I mean, but you also got to remember Ian McKellen. He's old school thespian, old school, so he got range no matter what. Lady Mandalore's, she says, Ruffalo Birds. They said, just say you don't like winners, Triage. Just.
I'm sorry. Did she just tell me to co-sign the white privilege? Did she just tell me to co-sign the billionaires who are doing all this fuckery? Did she just tell me to co-sign the ultimate plot armor of bullshit? I expect more from you than that, my sister. Oh my God. I'm wounded. I feel some kind of way right now. If you're talking about Mr. Bruce Wayne, the only reason why he wins because of I'm not even gonna say it because y'all know how I feel about it. So I'm not even gonna go there. And as far as Mr. Downey with the snap, shit.
No, he doesn't like Goku either. Surely he must not like Goku either.
Listen, I think Superman's whooping Goku's ass in a fight. You hear me?
I think what the real problem is. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining, Nemu. Yeah. So this happens. It's been a while since we got a full crash out from Triage, but we called.
It's
been a while since we got a good crash out. Wow. She says, them white boys' kryptonite is poverty.
Yo.
Oh boy. Oh, god damn. That's fucking hilarious. I feel like what Triage's real problem is he has a problem with plot armor. It's plot armor because all three of these characters, Batman, Iron Man, Goku, they are the epitome of plot armor.
Oh,
listen, man. And you want to know what the thing is that I find funny, especially about these three cunts? Is that, especially in the last few years, is that we keep seeing different versions of them, which are evil or bad or the worst. Like, look at the Batman who laughs. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. Like, everyone talks about black, Goku black. Like, fuck black. Black ain't shit.
That's honestly, I gotta agree. I didn't think that he was that badass, to be honest.
Because he wasn't.
He really wasn't. Like, I feel like he could have been way worse. He could have been way worse. To me, he really just felt like a Vegeta. He felt like Vegeta. Like I was just getting nothing but Vegeta vibes from him. Like Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Like that's all I get. That's all I get from Black. Because what was it? It was the same goal too, to kind of to take over the world. Same goal.
Goku can train Batman.
Just
Listen,
the
man.
hard size, all the hard size in the group at that moment in time.
Just saying, all right.
Oh.
I don't ever see T'Challa having these issues. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, he not only is he, a fucking congillionaire pretty much, but he's also able to be a hero and run a whole country on his own.
There's no version of Peter Parker out there who's doing this level of fuckery, but
I mean, I'm sorry, but with the amount of money that Bruce Wayne has, he should be able to download knowledge to his brain directly with some advanced technology. He shouldn't even be able to have a trainer.
Honestly, at that point,
have like some gadget that gives him like intuitive aptitude. He just puts it in his eyes like fucking Taskmaster and just sees the shit and learns it.
Right? Batman versus Taskmaster.
Why? We already know Batman's gonna win.
He's gonna
prep time, man. Prep time.
Fuck prep time. Fuck prep time. Fucking prep time.
Prep time. You know better.
Fucking prep time. Listen, if I have X amount of time, billions of dollars, and all the resources that a motherfucker can accomplish over the span of 40 plus years, he better fucking win.
No, Triage, you're Black. You'd be dead. They'd kill you off real fast.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes.
Listen, he's got hot sauce and white privilege in his utility belt. I don't care what no one says.
Oh my god.
And probably a few lines of coke to keep him going at night. Oh man.
And here's another thing too, I think that's interesting because we're getting off subject, but fuck it happens. So the thing I saw a while ago was if you took Batman and put him in the Marvel universe and had him deal with Spider-Man's villains, and you took Spider-Man and put him in Gotham City, who do you think's having a harder time?
Batman,
hands down, right?
Hands down, Batman. What do y'all think? We swap universe. Batman is in New York dealing with fucking Scorpion, Shocker, Green Goblin, and shit like that. And then we got fucking Batman on Spider-Man in Gotham dealing with fucking Joker and shit. Spider-Man is putting them the fuck down.
Well, but this is the thing too we talked about. This is the wild part. So there were very few villains that are actually in Batman's rogues gallery who are a physical threat to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, Kraven's gonna hunt that motherfucker and take pleasure in doing it. You hear me?
Batman ain't gonna be able to sleep a goddamn day. He ain't gonna be able to sleep a day. Within the first day of Kraven being there, he pulling up to Wayne Manor like, knock, knock. Yeah, I'm here to see Batman.
Bruce Wayne will probably seal himself into a bunker. Prep time. He's like,
I need to think. Dre says, so back to our previous question of casting, right? He says Jensen Ackles as Bruce Wayne, but then have Scott Adkins play Batman. Anthony Starr.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That is but it makes sense. It makes a lot of fucking sense. Liam Neeson as Alfred, like you said. All right, we're doubling on that. Tobey Maguire as Riddler.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender as Two-Face, rocking with that. Frank Grillo as Clayface.
Frank Grillo.
Idris Elba as Freeze.
Idris Elba as Freeze. I like Idris Elba as Freeze. but he's got to make the puns. I'm sorry. Listen. I'm sorry.
No, my God. Listen, can we get away from the Schwartz and nightmare, please?
No, I had thoroughly enjoyed the freeze puns. You got to understand, I'm a
That's
kid.
because you're clinically ill, and we're going to get you help.
Nothing can help me. No one can help me. That's why I got my only thing that can help me right now is my bottle of tequila and my green herb. That's the only things that helping me right now. Lady Mandalore says Batman is getting a tax force sent out on him and bank accounts frozen by Kingpin.
He's got offshore accounts. He's got offshore accounts.
Offshore accounts are gonna be taken over by fucking by Ra's al Ghul and Colton Maltese. Oh man, yeah, no, man, it's good, man. No.
Speaking of Ra's, and here's the wild part. And this is the thing too. Like we've seen people who are more established than him beat him, like Ra's al Ghul, Bane. How come we don't see versions of them that are also successful across the multiverse? Like, why is there no version of Ra's al Ghul that's actually conquered the world and leading as he should be?
Very true. Very fucking true. Right? Like that's so fucking true. Like, I swear, like, even look at the Court of Owls. Take the Court of Owls, right? And one, we don't talk about them.
No one talks about them. Not a whisper word said. For if you ever cross them, then the Talon strikes you dead.
But like, if you look at them, and if you were to put any Marvel character against them, it's not working. It's not working. I feel like a Marvel hero was going to see through that shit that Batman didn't notice until he was like in his fucking 40s. His whole life had been ruled and controlled by the court, and he had no fucking clue. No fucking clue. Like, come on now. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Anthony Starr's Joker. I don't know. I gotta see.
Said Anthony who?
Anthony Starr's Joker. Homelander.
Oh.
Homelander.
Oh God. Oh my God.
That man played that role so well. People actually hate him in real life.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I'd be fucking terrified. Like, the way he plays Homelander, I'd be fucking terrified to see the way he plays Joker. Like, that is fucking terrifying. So terrifying. I mean, Jim Carrey as a Joker would be a win as well. Would definitely have been a win as well. But I still hold to William Dafoe playing my bad. Let me correct myself. Wilhelm Dafoe playing Joker. I'm 100% with that. Seth Rollins playing Joker. What? You say Seth Rollins?
Yes, Seth freaking Rollins.
Man, listen, we know he's a joke. We don't listen. Him being a joke in wrestling, it doesn't translate to him playing the Joker.
Oh, wow, blasphemy.
Let's see. Dre says Pete villains are used to hitting him, so if they hit bats, he's done. Because yeah, absolutely. Because even if we're taking a look at power stats and abilities, like, we all know Peter has been pulling his punches his entire career. As we saw when Otto Octavius took him over in the Superior Spider-Man storyline. Who was it that he punched? He punched Scorpion in the face and killed him? Yeah, I think it was Scorpion. Scorpion pulled up on him, clearly thinking he's Spider-Man. He fucking auto punches him once in the face, blows his fucking face up, and kills him. And then he realizes, holy shit, I'm lucky. He could have been beating my ass and killed me a long time ago. I feel like the only person that Peter that will give Peter a run for his money is Bane, probably.
Bane and Raish.
Bane and Raish. But even it depends, because I'm thinking about Peter's durability. I think Bane is going to will be able to give his durability a run for his money. I feel like Peter will be able to not have to pull his punches as much. But with Raish, I think Raish would have him on a combat scale. From combat level, I think Raish would have him on the combat level. Let's see. And unlike Bats, if Pete is having a bad day, Mary Jane leave him, his rent due, his car broke down, he got a cold, they're done. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. But even then, like Peter got a lot of gadgets too. He got some gadgets, but like I don't know. It's a consensus. Batman getting his ass beat if he enters the Marvel universe. He's getting absolutely stomped. Everyone says, "Oh, what if the cunt in the shiny condom and Batman fought?" I'll give it to Batman if he drops the EMP, but I'm pretty sure that Tony's tech is EMP proof.
But see, this is also one of those. Hold on. But this is one of those conversations. Like, what are we asking? Are we asking if they just fought? Are we asking, is this a fight to the death? Like, in what context? Where is this happening? Like, that is a lot more detailed than just what if they fought.
Is Batman wearing his power suit? What suit is Tony wearing?
Well, no. So we take them and we put them in. Oh shit! This is turned into a versus battle. So we take them and we put them in like base, just base. Like we're talking hands. No, just base. So whatever Batman happens to have in his utility belt at the time. Hold on. Mads Mikkelsen as Alfred.
Ooh, that's good.
Who?
That's good. He's the guy who played who was in the movie Polar that I told you guys about. He's the one who played the
Hannibal.
Yes.
Yep.
Now he seems like he's with the shits.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I can see him playing Raish.
Nah, you want to know who needs to play Ra's al Ghul? Odin Ferreira. Artist Bay from The Mummy.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think The Rock should play Batman.
Oh god, here we go.
Listen, man, if you guys don't get off this rock train, I swear to God.
Hey, whoa. Who on the rock train? I just want him to sponsor the show because I like his tequila.
Listen, I'm happy that you like his tequila, man. But after the Black Adam mishap, I can't.
Oh no, I don't trust him with shit after the Black Adam. That was so poorly mishandled. That man, this man decided to walk in that office and swing his dick and got cut off. Like literally, he said, I'll go to bat for Henry Cavill. So listen, what happened was, they're not bringing back Henry Cavill. Yeah, and Black Adam 2 has been canceled, and they scrapped the entire project.
Listen, like I said, I don't care what no one says. Black Adam was not that great of a movie to me. I don't see the hype. I don't get why he's the strongest thing in the DC universe. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, no, not at all. She says, "Don't do this," and there's better tequila. Yeah, but I haven't found it yet. I feel like
what is this? What is this? Don't do what?
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah, what is this? What is?
I was completely joking when I said The Rock should play Batman.
No, we know.
Oh, no, fuck that. You open the can of worms. See what you did? I get accused of doing this shit all the time. I'm glad it was somebody else for once.
Namu says, I don't vibe with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing Batman. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it was a joke. It was a pure joke. but they said Dwayne could, with asterisks around it, could be Bane though. No, I would say
Boo.
he could play physical Bane,
Boo.
like Scott Adkins playing Batman. But no, Bane's got to be a luchador. He's got to be Hispanic to me. Like I can't. I can't. I need.
Ooh,
Like
the actor that plays House as Alfred, Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie's good too. Yeah, that's good. That's a very good, very, very good.
Yeah, he's actually not terrible. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, he's definitely with the shits. Especially the way he played House. He's with the shits. But no, so she says about Dwayne. She's like, don't do this about Dwayne. There's better tequila. I just haven't found any better tequilas. I just haven't. I personally just haven't.
All right, when you got motherfuckers trying to give you different ones, you remember this moment.
I accept the challenge. Challenge accepted. Do not threaten me with a good fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I don't like Don Julio. I'm not a Don Julio kind of guy. I don't like Don Julio.
Then you definitely don't like Patron.
Oh, I fucking hate Patron. Patron is fucking gross. Patron's not real tequila.
Listen, man, I used to just drink scotch and ice.
That makes sense. And honestly, good on you. That's the proper way you're supposed to drink scotch.
Hey man, Johnny Walker's one of our best friends.
Oh yeah, Johnny Walker's great. But you know what? I'll give Don Julio the Reposado a try because I'm a big fan of Reposado in general. So I'll give the Reposado a try. So I'll give that a try. But my big thing is when I drink a tequila, I want it to be a real tequila. So a real tequila, people are like, oh, it's a real tequila if it comes from Tequila, Mexico. No. What makes a real tequila is if it's made from 100% real agave. The problem with Patron is, and the reason why it gets people so fucked up, the reason why it tastes like absolute battery acid going down is because, all right, there's agave in it, but there's all this other shit added to it as well.
There's a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in it. And as anyone who's a real drinker knows, alcohol and sugar, that's why you're getting that hangover in the morning. That's why you're feeling like absolute garbage. That's why you're getting drunker faster.
Facts.
Yeah. There's this one tequila that Azul. I wanted to try Azul. I forget the full name of it. That's what I want to try. But The Rock got a lot of money, and we need. So yeah, the Terramon tequila is the best damn tequila in the world. I've always loved that tequila. It's great. Dwayne The Rock Dawson, please sponsor us. Forget about all the bullshit we just talked about, you man. But I will say, definitely take a few acting classes. You know, play somebody different. Lose some weight. Play a different character. You know, 50 Cent's a rapper. This man became a damn near a fucking skeleton to play a role. I'm just saying. Just a critique. Just saying. But no, man, this is shit. This show's been so fucking fun. This episode's been so fucking fun, man. But what I will say is that we will be taking about a month-long hiatus after this episode. There's a lot of things that we want to work on so that when we do come back in May, the second week of May, we will have a completely different setup. We're working on a lot of rebranding stuff, and we just picked up a new gig, so to speak. Triage, you want to talk to them about the Saturday gig?
So for Saturdays moving forward, we will be doing the indie breakdown. We will be taking out everyone's favorite indie characters for anyone who has an indie character or a character they're trying to publish, a character trying to move forward with to get them to be mainstream or more well-known. We will be breaking them down and putting them down in different scenarios against other characters and seeing who comes out on top.
In collaboration with Midnight Comics and Indie versus Breakdown. So we will be doing the breakdowns of your indie characters. Again, shout out to Lloyd and Tashi for tapping us for this. We did our first episode with Lloyd yesterday. It went absolutely amazing. We enjoyed it so damn much. And we're gonna be having a great time. Great time. And it's a nice way to bring the platform together. Their platform they have is absolutely amazing. The work that they do for and with other indie creators, and again, we've experienced it ourselves with their knowledge and just the way they work with other people, and more so their passion to build and like be within a thriving community and have the community work with each other to build each other. Like it's I don't know. I don't know. It gets me a little emotional, a little teary eyed because that's something that definitely we've been looking for, but it's also something that we weren't expecting to find when we decided to pick up a microphone and go live and put our voices out there to the world. We weren't expecting to be heard, essentially. And apparently we were heard. We were heard. And now we're doing this and it's gonna be great. I'm thoroughly excited to see how this all pans out. So tune in for your Nexus matchup on Tuesdays and tune in for your Reckoning matchups on Saturdays. And then we will see you guys Saturday night or Saturday night, Saturday afternoon as we break down both of these matchups and scenarios. So this is going to be great. And I said something yesterday to all the indie creators watching, and I'll keep saying this: make sure, as you're building these characters, they have all these amazing powers, stats, and abilities, but make sure you're also working on their personality as well, because that personality is what's gonna really pull your audience into the character, into the story that you're building for them. And it's gonna be great. Let's see. Dre says, "Come back in May. See if I can get y'all to cover Pantheon." All right, we'll work on something. We ever since yesterday we've been getting people reaching out to us, and we definitely working on it. That's something else that we want to work on. That's why we are taking this hiatus, is to kind of better streamline everything, make sure that we get the Saturdays going right, we get our Sundays going right. But we're also able to fit in a few of those interviews. We've had a lot of people reaching out for interviews, and I had to say, hey, listen, we got a lot of things coming up right now. We're just about to flip things over to do, we're pretty much trying to streamline everything, get everything together, get a nice, good schedule together, and just make room for all these blessings. Hell, that's honestly what they are, point blank blessings. Lady Mandalore asked for faces. Faces, not just yet. Not just yet. We are, we're still working on getting the faces out there. But we are planning on showing up at Saratoga Comic-Con in Saratoga, New York, upstate New York, in May, the first week of May. We are trying to. It's not solidified yet. But it's only like an hour drive up from us. So if you're at upstate New York and you're interested, maybe we'll see you guys at Saratoga Comic-Con. We know like pretty much the whole voice acting cast of Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be there. We have the original Black Ranger, Walter Jones, is going to be there. That's the one that's who we're going to see. That's who we're going to talk to. So yeah, it's gonna be great. And prepare yourselves for May. For anybody who is a Star Wars fan and or fanatic like we are, tune in for May. Since since May 4th is Star Wars Day, we usually take the entire month of May and we talk about purely Star Wars, 100% Star Wars. So it's going to be a good time. We always have a good time. Always have a good time when we do Star Wars May. Always have a good time. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys have a good time Star Wars May?
Star Wars.
Yeah. So, what was the first thing that you wanted to talk about? Again, you said Revan versus who?
Me?
Oh no, Triage.
Oh,
I said I wanted to go over Revan. I remember Revan squaring off against anybody, but I'm not against that.
Okay.
I'm down to talk about Revan and Malik.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to talk about, if you're talking about Revan, we got to talk about Malik. And me, I don't know. I still can't get over this Darth Bane. I still can't fucking get over Darth Bane. Like,
listen, Bane is him. Bane's that nigga, boy.
Bane is that nigga. Absolutely. Mandalore says drools in anticipation for May. Yeah. Listen, all right. check this. Triage, what do you think about this? Well, first off, I know, Nihilus. Yes.
Yes, Nihilus.
Yes, Nihilus.
Darth Nihilus.
So here's the thing. Lady Mandalore, I know that you just switched platforms that you're streaming on, and I know Midnight as well. I believe you guys have both moved on and moved up to Streamlabs. We are not on Streamlabs just yet. And we had a hard time for some reason getting into it the other day. But Triage, Jay, would you guys be interested in doing a collaborative episode and bringing on and having a few other people come on throughout the month of May to talk about Star Wars?
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So I know, Lady Mandalore, your schedule might be tight because you go live the same time we are live. But for if you want to come on and if you want to talk, absolutely, you are more than welcome. Same thing, Midnight. Y'all already know y'all always welcome on this platform. All you got, the DM is open, text is open. Let us know. Oh, she already said yes earlier. Okay. Okay. All right. Absolutely. So we can either do all of us in an episode or we can work the schedules, but May is going to be a great one. So we may or may not do an episode on the 4th because it's my wife's birthday. So I'd have to bring it up with her to make sure it's okay with her if I do an episode on her birthday. But yeah, we definitely will figure it out. But the entirety of the month of May will be Star Wars. After that, we're just going to fuck around and find out, I guess. We're going to
fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm. Wow, her birthday is the day after Tasha's. That's crazy. That's crazy. she said, sir, please stay married. Oh yeah, no, I definitely will. She is commander-in-chief here. Commander-in-chief here. But she loves that we do this. She tunes in a lot too. She loves that we do this. So it's most definitely up to her. But because Saratoga Comic-Con is on the 3rd of May. So just so you guys know, Saratoga Comic-Con is the 3rd and 4th of May, and then you have another one in November. They usually do the first week of May, and the first week of November is when they're there. So this is the first one. Yeah, it's cool. It's really interesting. They have to do 2 cons a year. They do 2 events a year. Most cons only do 1 a year. So I found that really, really damn interesting. But definitely, this is going to be a great year. I feel like it's going to be a great year, not just for the TSB crew, but within looking inside of the community, there is a lot of great things going on within our community, within the Blurred community, within the podcast community, within the comic book community. There's a lot going on. There's so much going on, and it's going to be a great year for us all. And if you guys don't know, check out Midnight Comics. Check out their page because they are currently running the $1 challenge. So with multiple Kickstarters being started around the same time, they are encouraging everyone to donate $1 to each one of those Kickstarters, because within that way we all work together and we build each other. And it's not just you, it's all content creators, all creators, just $1. And that way we can fund each one of these together, and we work together. So not only are you getting everything from whatever their stretch goals may be, but you're also getting the enlightenment and knowledge of knowing that you just helped somebody else get on, and in turn that person probably helped you get on as well. So $1 challenge, check it out. Midnight Comics, check out Indie versus Breakdown as well. They're doing some amazing things. Please also check out Lady Mandalore as well with her Room Full of Blurs. Yeah, these guys are absolutely amazing. But with that, I'd have to say that has officially concluded our 100th episode of the Super fucking Breakdown down. 3 long years of podcast after podcast of iteration of 3 years and 100 episodes of nothing but pure fucking growth. Check out our YouTube. Check out every one of our episodes is on YouTube. Even the ones before we went live are on YouTube, and you will be able to see how much we have grown from having no video, no anything, crappy mics, connections dropping and failing, to all right, now we got a decent platform that we're using, not having as many dropouts, no logos at the time whatsoever, just little white circles and heads, and as we're talking, to now having backgrounds, to now having overlays, to now doing gaming, to now interviewing some amazing creators, both novels as well as comic books, from cosplayers. And again, this is a big shout out to everybody that has ever come on the show and who has believed in our platform for these 100 fucking episodes. And again, I'm emphasizing 100 episodes because statistically, most people who decide to start a podcast, they don't make it out of the first 3 to 5 episodes. So for us to hit 100, man, listen. So, I just want to go through. I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Saiyan Jack / Prince of Desolation for being our first third wheeler on here. We got some amazing moments with that. Want to give a shout out to Lloyd and Tasha of Midnight Comics for coming on and doing an interview. Want to give a shout out to the creator, Alim Leggett of Sweet Pea Comics onto the show. Want to give a shout out to Reese Smiley as well for coming on the show and interviewing with us. I want to give a shout out, one, definitely to you, Jay, as well, for sticking it out and coming on with us and doing this amazing work with us, right? I want to give a shout out to Demetrius Holt for coming on the show, right? I also want to give a shout out to, let's see, who else? Give to Ronald Martin of Radical Comments, Ronnie Creates, give a shout out to him as well for coming on the show and showing us the amazing work that he has done, that he's created, that he's made. Absolutely amazing. Give a shout out to all you guys for showing us the love. We appreciate you all. Thank you. And we will see you guys in May. And it's going to be a ride. Please join the ride, because we have some other things that we're working on as well. I'm looking to get our merch back up and running by the end of the year. So end of this year, early next year, looking to get our merch back up and running and get some new articles of merch in there. So please look out for that. We got some big plans, man. We got some major plans going on. So if you guys want to be a part of that, please stay tuned. The Super Breakdown on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Super Breakdown Podcast. You can find us everywhere and anywhere. Hit us up, and our DMs are always open. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Anything that you want to say, Triage?
I'm having a blast. This has been some of the most enlightening conversation I've had in a while. And I'm looking forward to episode 200.
That's shit. Hell yeah. Episode 200. Jay, what about you?
Hey, I highly appreciate being able to be here, and I thank you both for allowing me to stick with you. And I love talking and having these conversations and just enjoying ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
And I am also looking forward to episode 200.
All right. Well, fuck it. To episode 200. We'll see you guys in May. Thank you all. We love you. That has been the Super Breakdown. And as always, fucking remember, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
Yeah.